Hello, MathTalino students! Sa video na ito, ang pag-aaralan natin ay ang adding and subtracting rational algebraic expressions. I-review muna natin kung paano mag-add at mag-subtract ng fractions. In number 1, 3 over 16 plus 7 over 24. So yung unang gagawin natin, since hindi magkapareho ang kanilang denominator, kailangan nating hanapin ang kanilang least common denominator or LCD. Ang gagamitin kong method sa paghanap ng LCD ay ang tinatawag nating prime factorization method. Kasi ito yung method na gagamitin natin mamaya sa paghanap ng LCD ng rational algebraic expressions. In using this method, ilista lang natin yung ating denominators, 16 and 24, at i-express ang 16 at 24 in their prime factorization. Ang 16 is equal to 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, or that is equal to 2 raised to the power of 4. At ang 24 naman ay 2 times 2 times 2 times 3, or that is equal to 2 raised to the power of 3 times 3. So, isulat lang natin ang prime factorization ng dalawa. Para sa 16, we have 2 raised to the power of 4. At para naman sa 24, we have 2 cubed times 3. Make sure na dapat naka-align ang ating factors na merong similar base. At sa paghanap ng LCD, i-bring down lang natin yung base na may mas mataas na exponent. So in this case, we have 2 raised to the power of 4. At saka yung 3, i-bring down lang natin. At kung i-multiply natin ang mga factors na nakuha natin sa ilalim, yun na ang ating LCD. Alam natin na 2 raised to the power of 4 is equal to 16. Multiplied by 3, that is equal to 48. At ang 48, yun na nga ang ating LCD. So next natin na gagawin, kopyahin lang natin yung LCD. I-divide natin ito sa ating previous denominators. So 48 divided by 16, that is equal to 3. Then, you multiply it to the numerator. 3 times 3, that is equal to 9. And we just copy the plus sign. Next, 48 divided by 24, that is equal to 2. Then, we multiply the result to our numerator. So, 7 times 2, that is equal to 14. And now, we can add 9 plus 14, that is equal to 23, all over 48. And that is our sum. For our second number, 5/6 minus 2/9, we use again the prime factorization method in finding the LCD of these fractions. So, kopyahin lang natin yung denominators. Yung 6, that is equal to 2 times 3. Tsaka yung 9, that is equal to 3 times 3 or 3 squared. Isulat na natin ang kanilang prime factorization. So, we have 2 times 3 and 3 squared. Again, we must align the factors with the same base. Now, yung 2, i-bring down lang natin. At yung 3 at 3 squared, kunin lang natin yung base na mayroong mas mataas na exponent. So, we bring down 3 squared. And finally, we multiply to get the LCD. We know that 3 squared is equal to 9. Then multiplied by 2, that is equal to 18. Hence, our LCD is equal to 18. Kopyahin na natin yung ating LCD. We do the same process. Yung LCD natin, i-divide natin sa ating previous denominators. 18 divided by 6, that is equal to 3. Then multiply 3 to the numerator. So 3 times 5, we have 15. We copy the subtraction operation. Next, 18 divided by 9, that is equal to 2. Multiply 2 to the numerator. 2 times 2, you have 4. We can now subtract 15 minus 4, that is 11 all over 18. And this is our difference. Tandaan lang natin yung ginawa natin dito sa pag-add at pag-subtract ng fractions dahil kailangan natin ito mamaya sa pag-add or subtract ng rational algebraic expressions. So let's have our first example. 3x plus 4 all over 9 plus 2x minus 10 all over 9. Notice that we have similar denominators. So we do not need to find the LCD. All we have to do is copy the common denominator and we add our numerators. So we have 3x plus 4 plus 2x minus 10. Combine similar terms, 3x and 2x, that is equal to 5x. And positive 4 combined with negative 10, that is equal to negative 6. Then we just copy our denominator. And that's it. This is already our final answer. Let's have our next example. 12y plus 4 all over 2y minus y plus 3 all over 2y. Kung ma-observe natin, pareho lamang ang ating denominators. Ibig sabihin, hindi na natin kailangang hanapin yung LCD. Ang gagawin natin ngayon, kopyahin lang natin yung ating common denominator at saka i-perform yung operation in the numerators. So we have 12y plus 4 minus y plus 3. Before we combine similar terms, make sure to distribute the minus sign in y plus 3. So we will have, we just copy the denominator and also 12y plus 4. So we take the negative of y, we have negative y, and the negative of positive 3, we have negative 3. We just distribute the negative sign in y plus 3. So now we combine similar terms. We have 12y and negative y, that is equal to 11y. Positive 4 and negative 3, that is equal to positive 1. And we just copy our denominator to y. And this is already our final answer. Let's proceed with our third example. 5 all over 3x plus 7 over x minus 3 all over 2x squared. In this case, magkaiba na ang ating mga denominators. So, kailangan na nating hanapin ang LCD. Using the prime factorization method, we will list the denominators and we will find out the prime factorization for each denominator. For 3x, that is equal to 3 times x. And of course, for x, that is equal to x. And for 2x squared, that is equal to 2 times x squared. Again, kailangan nating i-align yung mga factors na merong similar base. Kaya kung mapapansin natin, nasa isang line lamang yung mga factors na x, x, at saka yung x squared. Kasi pareho ang kanilang base na x. Pwede na nating hanapin ang LCD. For the first one, bring down lang natin yung 2. Second, bring down lang natin yung 3. And lastly, kunin lang natin yung base na may pinakamataas na exponent. So in this case, we choose x squared. To find the LCD, multiply lang natin 2 times 3 times x squared. That is equal to 6x squared. And this is already our LCD. Kopyahin lang natin yung LCD na 6x squared. Kapareho ng ginawa natin sa pag-add at pag-subtract ng fractions, yung LCD natin ay i-divide lang natin sa ating previous denominators. So in this case, we have 6x squared divided by 3x. The answer would be 2x. And we multiply 2x to our numerator 5. So 5 times 2x equals 10x. Next, 6x squared divided by x. The answer would be 6x. And we multiply the result to the numerator 7. So 6x times 7, that is equal to 42x. So we just copy plus sign, then 42x. And finally, 6x squared divided by 2x squared, that is equal to 3. Then multiply the result to our numerator 3. So 3 times 3, that is equal to 9. So copy lang natin yung minus sign at saka yung 9. Pwede pa nating isimplify yung numerator by combining the similar terms, 10x and 42x. So this would be equal to 10x plus 42x. We have 52x. And we just copy the constant negative 9 all over 6x squared. And this is already our final answer. Let's have the fourth example. 5 all over x plus x all over x plus 1. Again, we have dissimilar denominators. So we will try to find the LCD using the prime factorization method. So we list the denominators, x and x plus 1. Of course, x is already prime, so its factored form is only x. And also, for x plus 1, it cannot be factored out further. So we have x plus 1. Notice that we did not align x and x plus 1 since they are obviously different factors. One is monomial and the other is binomial. Next thing we do, we bring down the factor x and also we bring down the factor x plus 1. So our LCD would be x times x plus 1. We will not multiply yet because it would be much easier for us to solve later when it is just expressed in this form. So yung gagawin natin, kopyahin lang natin yung ating LCD na x times x plus 1. Now, we divide our LCD by our previous denominators. X times x plus 1 divided by x. Yung matitira na lang ay yung x plus 1. At saka i-multiply natin ito sa 5. So we have 5 times x plus 1. Kopyahin lang natin yung plus sign. X times x plus 1 divided by x plus 1, yung matitira na lang ay yung x. Yung natirang x, i-multiply natin sa ating numerator. X times x, that would be equal to x squared. This time, i-simplify natin yung ating numerator. We use distributive property. 5 times x plus 1, so we have 5x plus 5, then we copy the remaining term x squared. All over, we can also now multiply x to x plus 1. So we have x squared plus x. Or, we can arrange the terms in our numerator in descending order. We start with the variable with the highest exponent. So we have x squared plus 5x plus 5 all over the denominator x squared plus x. And this is already our final answer. Let's have the fifth example. If we will notice, again, they have dissimilar denominators. So we now find the LCD using the prime factorization method. our denominators, x plus 1 and x squared minus 1. Of course, x plus 1 cannot be factored out further, so we just write x plus 1. And for x squared minus 1, it is a difference of 2 squares. So, its factored form would be equal to x plus 1 times x minus 1. Again, we align the common factors, x plus 1 and the other x plus 1. Next thing we do, we bring down the common factor, x plus 1, and of course, the other factor, x minus 1. And this is already our LCD, x plus 1 times x minus 1. We copy our LCD, x plus 1 times x minus 1. And then, we divide our LCD to our previous denominators, x plus 1 times x minus 1 divided by x plus 1. Ang matitira na lang ay yung x minus 1. So, we multiply x minus 1 to our numerator, 3. And our LCD, x plus 1 times x minus 1 divided by x squared minus 1, that is equal to 1. Kasi, yung x squared minus 1 is also equal to x plus 1 times x minus 1. So, lahat ng factors ay makakancel out. So, we multiply the result to our numerator, 1 times x, of course, that is equal to x. We just copy minus, then x. We now start simplifying our numerator. We apply distributive property. 3 times x, that is equal to 3x. 3 times negative 1, that is equal to negative 3. And we just copy negative x. And also, we can now multiply our denominator. And this is a special product. Its result would be equal to x squared minus 1. Simplifying further, we can add similar terms in the numerator, 3x and negative x. So this would be equal to positive 2x. Then we copy the constant, negative 3. All over x squared minus 1. This is already our final answer. And for our last example, again, first we find the LCD since we have dissimilar denominators. We use prime factorization method and we copy the denominators x squared minus 1 and x squared plus 3x plus 2. For x squared minus 1, its factored form would be equal to x minus 1 times x plus 1. And in our trinomial denominator x squared plus 3x plus 2, this can be factored out as x plus 1 times x plus 2. We align the common factors. So we now list the factors for our LCD. First, we have x minus 1. Second, we have x plus 1. And the third factor would be x plus 2. This is already our LCD. We copy our LCD, x minus 1 times x plus 1 times x plus 2. We now divide our LCD to our previous denominators. So first, our LCD x minus 1 times x plus 1 times x plus 2 divided by x squared minus 1, yung matitira na lang ay x plus 2. Kasi yung x squared minus 1 is equal to x minus 1 times x plus 1. So, makakancel out yung dalawang factors na yan. And now, we multiply the result to our numerator, x plus 1. We have x plus 1 times x plus 2. Next, our LCD x minus 1 times x plus 1 times x plus 2 divided by x squared plus 3x plus 2, yung matitira na lang ay yung x minus 1. Kasi, yung x squared plus 3x plus 2 ay equal to x plus 1 times x plus 2. So, makakancel out itong dalawang factors natin at yung matitira na lang ay yung x minus 1. We multiply now x minus 1 to our numerator, which is 2x. So, we copy minus, then 2x times x minus 1. We now simplify our numerator. Applying FOIL method, we have x times x, that's equal to x squared. X times positive 2, that is equal to 2x. 1 times x, that is equal to positive 1x. And 1 times 2, that is equal to positive 2. And we also apply distributive property. Negative 2x times x, that is equal to negative 2x squared. And negative 2x times negative 1, that would be equal to positive 2x. And we also multiply our denominators. X squared minus 1 times the other factor x plus 2. And finally, we combine similar terms in the numerator. We will write our final answer here. We have x squared and negative 2x squared. That is equal to negative x squared. We also have positive 2x, positive 1x, and positive 2x. All in all, that is equal to positive 5x. And lastly, we have the constant positive 2. We just copy plus 2. For our denominator, we may apply the FOIL method. X squared times x, that's equal to x cubed. X squared times positive 2x, that is equal to positive 2x squared. Negative 1 times x, that is equal to negative x. And negative 1 times positive 2, that is equal to negative 2. And this is already our final answer. Hanggang dyan na lang ang ating Math Talino tutorial. Sana ay may natutunan kayo. Salamat po sa pakikinig.